from the Valley's News Channel. This is Channel 5 News Sunday morning.
Experts say Alzheimer's occurrence is expected to triple by 2050. It's one of the top leading causes of death amongst adults in the U.S. I spoke with a doctor who works with Alzheimer's patients. He says there are lifestyle choices we can make to help us avoid Alzheimer's. Take a listen.
We look at our food supply. We look at all the technology and how sedentary we've become as a society, cardiovascular disease risk factors, and so much more. When you stack all of these up, ultimately creates chronic inflammation, which creates a great environment for a disease like Alzheimer's to develop. Before you ever get the diagnosis is when you really should be working on it, because it starts 20 to 30 years before you're ever diagnosed. So imagine you've got like a slow leak, right? You've got water, it's dripping, it's leaking. Initially, it doesn't do damage, but over time, right, you get mold and everything else. Now you got a really expensive remodel that's going to occur.
And I'm seeing it's more prevalent in women. Why is that?
So 2 out of 3 diagnosed will be women, and it actually impacts women at a greater rate than even breast cancer. There are many things that I think are playing a role. So, for example, women we know have a higher rate of cardiovascular disease. And ultimately, cardiovascular health impacts brain health. Next, hormones play a really big role. There's been research that links hysterectomies where the uterus and the ovaries are being taken out before the age of 45. That also contributes to memory issues and increases the likelihood of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia.
What are some of those life changes people at home right now that are watching that they can start making now?
Some of the ones you really want to focus on is get a great quality water filter for your house. Use organic cleaning supplies. Get rid of all the industrial cleaners, the Roundup, the pesticides, the weed killers that you're using all over your garden and your yard. Also, plastics ultimately can get into our body, into our brain. So all of those things you really want to avoid from that side. Now, nutrition. Let's go back to plant-based foods. Eating fresh foods, not things that are packaged so much that we throw in toaster ovens or microwaves. So really avoid those. Lots of vegetables, fiber, protein, and healthy fats. So the food you eat is either going to help you or hurt you. Also, don't sacrifice your sleep. Sleep is one of those things that we just casually throw away. We'll sacrifice it to binge watch a movie. But when you sleep is when your brain and your body, it repairs and it recovers and actually reduces inflammation. So really shoot for 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
I'm seeing a lot of studies saying that Alzheimer's is more prevalent in the Latino community. Why is that?
So with that, we're looking at some of the increased predisposition to diabetes. In some of the research, they're actually calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes, because when you have issues with blood sugar and insulin, it not only impacts your body, but it impacts your brain, impacts your mood, your cognition, your ability to learn and memorize. And so that's one of the reasons that can be at play.